Yes, the Horde leveling guide has been completely revamped recently. Like, completely revamped. Here, I'll show you some stuff on that right now. So, on my Horde leveling guide, here's the home page. I made a lot of adjustments to the homepage recently. Here I list on the homepage all the new features that are included that I have made this year for my Horde leveling guide, and also these changes will also be implemented for my Alliance leveling guide as well. So we have better usability, dark mode, and smartphone friendly. So that means my entire guide can be used on smartphones easily. Also, I made everything for dark mode because I feel like dark mode is just better overall for your eyes and just cooler. Now, this is important here. More info per step. I have literally added more info for pretty much every single step, including a brief explanation on where to go and what to do and any other useful tips. Like, this is huge. Like, I literally spent more time to make sure that everything is really easy to follow. Like, you can follow my guide, not even looking at the coordinates. Just read the guide and it'll tell you right where to go without over giving too much information. So I spent a lot of effort into making sure that my guide includes more information, including more useful tips, more brief explanations on where to go and what to do. Before, all I did is say, go do this quest. Now I say, like I tell you a brief explanation on where to go and what needs to be done for the quest. Check marks. So now we have check marks that, or here, I'll give you a demonstration on that. So like on the Duratar guide, like right now you can just click, you can check them off to help you stay on track more efficiently. You can click the numbers or you can click the check mark box and it will all work. This helps you to stay on track more efficiently. The next thing is improved images. I have redone all the images. All the images are redone. And they are redone much, much better. Like, I now include locations where you can see locations for lots of different things. Like here's all the locations for the gnomish toolbox for the quest. I think it's from the wreckage. And if we go further down in the guide, like say we'll go to I would go to let's see here. Yeah, I just skipped to level 50. So like here, I locate all the tablets. Before, I didn't list all this stuff. Like, you see my older image, all it was is just a circle. Now, I actually spent more time, like, mapping out each and every individual thing. Including here, I include, like, the patrol paths of, say, this elite turtle in Hinterlands. I have pinpointed the location of all those little blue bottles you pick up for Whiskey Slim's Lost Grog quest. Before, I didn't even list any. I just had circles. Like, this was just like a circle here. Now I spent like more time like detailing where everything is at. Like, especially for this one, the Blasted Lands. Like, I now have dots showing exactly where all the mob locations are at. Everything is much more easily seen. Like, all the rare mobs have they're marked in stars. Like, these are all new features that I did not have in my previous guides. In the previous guides, the images had way too many numbers. It was extremely hard to follow. And like right now I have like little dots showing you where all the individual mobs are at. Also, I spent more time, like, see these outlines here showing you where where the mobs are for that. I literally looked at every single mob location on the database and took my time really slowly and marked exactly where the outskirts of all the mobs are at more carefully. Like, even right here is a little circle here. There's probably a mob there for that. Like, there's more details in marking out where all the mobs are at with these images, with these new images. Like right here, I mark out where all the dragon whelps are at the burning steeps. Before, I just had a circle. It was just a circle. Everything is just marked more efficiently. Like right here in Fellwood, for the quest that you get in Fairless called the Strength of Corruption, where you have to kill angry grizzlies and fellpaw ravagers. I now mark exactly where all those mobs are at on the map. Exactly. Before I just circled the whole area and say go find them. Like, and also all these things that are circled here, everything is circled very, very carefully. Like before, I just guessed. I circled and guessed. But now all these are circled very carefully and where everything is at. Everything, like all these mobs here, all the mobs are located here for the Wild Guardians and Chillwind Horns for Winter Spring. Everything's marked out. I even include more like paths to take. See, these are things that in-game guides won't be able to tell you. Is showing you the exact paths to take, unless I have waypoints like everywhere. I guess that you can still do that with an in-game guide, but this is just an easier thing to use, I think, for like viewing mobs. Like in-game guides, you can't see mob locations like this. Like right here in Eastern Plaguelands, I list all the Plague Bats and Plague Hound runts down here, so you can easily and quickly go find these mobs to kill. Because you gotta kill like 30 Plague Bats, you gotta kill like 30 Plague Bats, and you gotta kill like 20 like Plague Hound runts. I think it's about that. Let's see how much you gotta kill. Yeah, 30 Plague Bats and Plague Hound. Hey, Cass Boa, thank you for the $5. Much appreciated. Says, great work, bud. I can't wait to play the new classic. Thank you, thank you. Plaguehound runts. How many you got to kill for that? Yeah, 20. Hey, I was right. I guessed that correctly. 20 Plaguehound runts and 30 Plague Bats. It's quite the grind. And moving through Eastern Plaguelands, I list out all those temples that you do. I also include a lot more quests. There's a lot more quests that have been implemented into the routes, which makes the final grind much shorter. That's okay. Let's go back here. So with improved images, we also have more info for items and NPCs. So basically, I have more stuff linked. Like right now, everything is linked to Classic DB, and there's just more stuff linked. Like right now, like for every time you go get a flight path or go to a flight path to go fly somewhere, I now list the Wind Rider Master or the Griffin Master, so that way you can just put your cursor over it to see what the NPC looks like, so that you can find the NPC easier in the game world. Like little things like that to make things easier. And also, that's another thing that in-game guides can't do, is all these links and stuff. Like you can click on any of this stuff here, and you can get more information on the quests. And all these comments here can be helpful. Going back over here. So these are the new guide features, inventory management. Basically, I now tell players to go bank quest items and other items so that your bag space can be free, at least free more, so that you can obtain more items to sell for gold and stuff. That's something that my old guide did not do. Individual class steps. So far the 1 to 12 Mulgore, Dortar, and Tristful Glades are all finished. Actually, I need to update this because this was just done like 2 days ago. So if you click on any of these guides, you can see on the top left, you choose your class, and it will dynamically update all the images and text in the guide for that specific class. Like, see, if you put on the Warlock, you can see all the Warlock quests to get your Imp. Going down here, all the Warlock quests to get your Voidwalker. Step by step, exactly where to go in the most efficient manner and the fastest way to do everything. So yeah, this took some time. Improve routes. So yeah, there's a lot of improved routes. Like one of the things that I've done recently is that the entire Silithus section used to be at level 55, but I moved it all the way down here, and there's so many advantages to moving that section right before Winter Spring. There were so many advantages to that. It made it easier to do because a lot of the enemies in Silithus are like levels 58 to 61. They're very high levels, and when doing them at level 55, it was kind of hard. It wasn't easy to do. Like even just say like killing all these these dredge crushers. They're like level 58 to 60, and wasn't easy to do at 55. And when you're trying to kill Death Clasp at level 55 solo, that was hard. Even though I was able to do that with the Hunter, it's much easier now with my guide because it's done at level 58 or 59 now. So that's one big route. Another big route change was at level 29 in Hillsbrad. This whole section here has been completely revamped. Like I now include all the farm quests over here where you kill all these farmers. You can breeze right through all this stuff really fast, and this stuff yields really good experience. Yeah, before I just had you just go do stuff in this cave, like grind out a whole level in this cave. But now I have you do all these quests, which is not only more fun to do, it's also faster. Okay, so yeah, improve routes. There's also like, there's a lot of little stuff everywhere. Like there's a lot of new quests that I put in the guide. There's little tweaks here and there. I list more shortcuts in the game world here and there. There's just a lot of new stuff. A lot of new route changes everywhere. So the Argent Dawn turn-ins, this is another new feature I put in my guide that at the end of the game at like level 55, it might be at the end of the Silithus section. Yeah, once you go to the at Lights Hope Chapel, you turn in all these little quests that you obtain all these items for, like Savage Fronds, Dark Iron Scraps, Crypt Fiend Parts, Bone Fragments, and all that. You farm all these items in the late 40s and throughout the 50s. You farm these items while questing in the other zones. So this is like free experience here. Like you turn in all these quests and you get like a bunch of free experience at like no additional time. My old guides never mentioned this before. And yeah, so that's all the new features. There's a lot of new stuff.